is that our comfort zone is never constant. It's always either growing or shrinking. And the more we let the fear control us, the smaller and smaller and smaller it gets until, for some people, they get into agoraphobia where they're afraid to go outside their own environment. That's the extreme version of it. But most of us, we decide that, we won't go out of our own neighborhood, or we won't go out of our normal way of doing things.
It can be so subtle. It doesn't have to necessarily go to that extreme, is what you said. There can be subtle versions of it.
Yeah, where you see a huge example of this is in public transit. Everybody is afraid to talk to the person beside them, and everybody just sits in their own little cocoon.
Yeah.
Or in elevators, you see the same thing. But it's
rather than striking up a conversation that could actually be fun and exciting, or
could end up in a whole new way of being for you.
It is fun.
It is
fun. Yeah, there's very few elevators in Bad Axe, Michigan. They're at the hospital.
Well, in small towns, you see a lot more social interaction, right? Because everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, not this one.
I see. Maybe it has to do with the name.
Man, I left here. I wondered why I left here 30 years ago. I wondered. 25, I think it was. I really understand today.
Yeah. Now you get it, right?
Oh God. And I always thought the joke was on me, but God, the name should give you a hint.
Yeah, exactly. I wondered when I first saw it, I thought, wow, what's that name? Who did that?
Oh, dude, it's just
yeah. But it's fun. Anyway, so
it is.
Yeah, so these examples, small examples of fears, and our fears are nowhere near what they used to be, right? We used to be afraid for our survival generations ago, and that was very useful then. Because you needed that fear, that quick action, that high motivation in order to either escape or attack or to freeze and not be seen. And so it was very useful in those days. And fear is still extremely useful if we change our perspective on it.
Yeah, it's very true. So so perspective, many people have different perspectives. We have a perspective that we need to show up in a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. Or that we need to behave in a certain way, or that we need to not be seen in a certain
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be a certain way. And then it's like, if we're not doing, like example, if we're not making, X amount of dollars today, you're seen as someone as lazy,
or
not worthy,
or whatever.
Yeah, you're all of the above.
There's a whole lot of judgment going on, and it is very nice judgment.
So that can be that, but there could be fear that brought that on.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Because when was the last time somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, man, you look awesome. Can you tell me how you do that?"
People don't do that shit. Not around here.
No. It's all like, your nose is too big, or your hair looks funny,
they gotta find
you're
something
fat,
wrong,
or you're skinny, or you're whatever. Right? It's all negative.
Yep. There's nothing good about it.
There's nothing good about it, and it doesn't help anybody.
Oh God, you got to go. It's like wading through shoot.
Tons of crap.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
look at all these visitors we got here.
Yeah, we
Hello,
do
Beth.
have a couple
Hello,
of.
Franio. Hello, Jacques. I don't see very many Jacques around here, so that's really good. Saudi Arabia. Hello. There's a Franio. Hello, hello. Good to see you all. Welcome. So we're going to learn
Welcome,
about
everyone.
fear today. Yes, because you can be.
So the
happy
fear,
that
part
you-
of the like fear around someone else coming and dictating to you what you should be doing is something that really resonated with you, that fear already came up with inside of you. It resonated with that person that could have been anywhere, but they just, they get to express it to you because it was something that you've had deep inside you from the past, and it's showing up in your auric field or in your presence of someone else, and you're just getting the feedback from it right now.
Yes, that's exactly right. Because everything that we feel inside is what we see outside.
Damn,
So-
I can't tell you. I'm so done with this. Yeah.
You see, what's happening is that what comes out of us is an expression of what's going on inside of us. You can't get anything except for orange juice out of an orange. You can't get
Right.
anything except an oak tree out of an acorn. You
Yep.
can't get anything except apple juice out of an apple. You can only get out of something when you squeeze it, what is in it. So if when you squeeze me, anger comes out, then you know I'm angry at me. 'Cause that's what I've got in me. If you squeeze me and I laugh, then you know that that's
You're gonna
what
get
I've
some
got
laughter.
inside me because I'm having fun.
Because it is a joke. It's
It
a
is.
joke.
Yeah.
And it's real too.
Living is just a big experiment in loving and laughing and learning.
Isn't that the truth? Though? I mean,
Woo-wee.
loving, laughing, and learning.
Yeah.
Because we can have guilt, shame, all those lower
Yeah, if you
spectrums.
want.
I mean, yeah. So you might as well choose the higher spectrum and
Exactly.
be with that and somehow get away from those other ones.
Release them.
Release them. So it's a deep internal release.
Yeah, exactly. A deep internal release through permission and forgiveness and learning. And then go forward in gratitude.
And when you are in gratitude, you're also in a dream state where you can be present in the moment. But in gratitude also gives you one aspect that you can look into the future and be grateful for the things that are coming to you.
Yeah, so gratitude, like happiness, is a synonym for love. So they all go together. And when you get into these higher feelings on a daily basis, then everything is coming together and working together and being together. And it all is in the flow. And flow feels grand.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but when it has been said that the opposite of love is fear. And so if we're being controlled by fear, then we are not loving ourselves, not loving what we do, not loving who we are, not loving our world. So it's the opposite. It's the antithesis of how we really want to live, right? We want to really live in loving happiness, and we want to be productive, and we want to be successful, and we want to be influential, and we want to do all this stuff. But fear gets in the way of even starting.
Even starting for most people, or is it fear once they're in it, they freeze? The fear of being great.
Usually just when they think about going out of their comfort zone. Because everything we want is outside of our comfort zone, because everything we already have is inside our comfort zone. We are what we believe, right? And we are manifesting what we believe. So if we want to get more, we've got to believe more, do more, and be more.
Yep.
So
that's
the road to that is through the fear. And this is the big benefit of fear. Fear is actually the signpost that shows us where our next area of growth and success is. So in our world, like in the old world, in the pre-development world, fear was something that you had to overcome or get away from. In our world today, where we already have the lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy fulfilled, survival and security, and what we want to do is move up into self-esteem and enlightenment. And to do that, we have to move through those little fears.
And they are microscopic, but
they're tiny, itsy, bitsy, teeny, weeny. It's only us that makes them big. It's our attention, our perspective on them that makes them big, because they're so ridiculous.
And we get bombarded all day long in the news, and how they flood the television and Facebook and the news with all kinds of fears. So who in the heck wants to step out in the middle of that and be noticed?
Yeah, only those people that have embraced their own true authenticity, which is very much aligned with our soul's purpose for living. And so
we have a story.
In order to do that, you need to have the courage of your conviction, and the courage of your conviction comes from the truth that you find from being authentic.
Wow. It's scary. It's more scary not being authentic than it is to be.
That's exactly right. That's the hugely big point you brought up there, Robert. Thank you. Because there's a cost to doing it, and there's a cost to not doing it.
It doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing, you're going to have a
You
cost.
got to pay. It costs to live. You got to pay. So you only get to choose whether you pay for the good stuff or you pay for the bad stuff.
So you might as well pay for the good stuff and be right in the middle of all those conversations that are going to step you one step closer to your dream. Or I feel that. So I feel your dream, like your dream. I'm going to pick on you for a second, but I heard you say in many blabs that your dream is to be that great person that brings the happiness to people and walk them through their fears. Yes. To see and how minuscule these fears really are in our lives, and how they.
Yeah, I have a dream of a happier world, and I am doing everything in my power to create that. And it starts from the inside and works outward.
Oh my, Jessica, you are.
Hey, there's our friend Jessica. How good to see you.
We love you guys. How are you?
Oh my sweet Jessica. Good.
I'm here exercising with my husband.
Hey,
my friend.
Oh, husband.
We love you.
Joy, wave. Turn around and wave. You're on Blab.
Hi there. Excellent. So, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So what is fear to you? Obviously, you're doing some exercise. There had to be some fear in that.
Well, not anymore. Once I kept doing it and making it a habit, it's not. But I'll tell you, when I miss in the morning, and it's really hard to drag my rear end down here in the afternoon.
But your rear end likes it.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. It's a good thing.
That's a hugely valuable point, though. So before you started, it was a big old fear. You were afraid to do something different.
I wasn't afraid of doing something different. I was afraid of injuring my knee more because I really didn't know what was going on at first.
Oh, yeah. So you had the fear of injuring yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So how did you get over that or through that or whatever you did?
Taking baby steps and starting slow and working my way up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that is the way a lasting success. So well done, Jessica.
Yeah.
Did you get
And I don't put in my mind that like, oh, I have to lose 50 pounds, whatever. No, I go for like 2 pounds a week is good for me.
Yay!
This is the story of success, though, is small, steady, incremental improvement.
Right.
So nicely done. When we go
and it greatly compared to now when I'm exercising now, when I couldn't for 2 years. Yeah. It really helps your mood. Oh yeah. And keep everything in check. So when I don't exercise, I notice the difference.
So do you get angry or frustrated or anxious or?
Yeah, I think all of those. Sometimes, depending on the situation, you know. Yeah.
So those aren't those all fear symbols, Stephen?
Well,
they're all negativity, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens when we don't do what we want to do? We get frustrated with ourselves. Then we start to question ourselves. And then we start to go down into the deeper and deeper negativity.
Right. And I went there.
Yeah. And you're out of there. You're not there now.
I went there and I came out of it. So that's the whole reason why Sergey and I started the website and the whole story with Power to Happiness. So we wanted to share that with everybody else.
All right.
That sure horrible definitely come out of it. You just have to, know the steps to do it.
So what's your fitness goal right now? Whoops.
2 pounds a week.
Oh, that's right. You did say 2 pounds a week. So
when I injured myself and I went up to over to 230, and now I'm like 183. So.
Awesome. Well done.
Yeah. And then the swimming pool's out there. We're going to do the swimming pool next. Before it rains.
You're in San Diego.
Yeah, it's going to rain. Yeah, looks like it.
That sounds like good news down there.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's nice to have a kind of a cloudy day, so it's not so hot.
Yeah, exactly. From what I heard, you guys could use some rain.
We need rain, and also it's been so hot, like 107, 105.
Wow.
Yesterday was 95 or something, so it's crazy.
Wow.
That's hot.
So what's your goal with your website?
To spread happiness to all the people that need it.
Woo!
And to give them resources to get more education if they need it, and also resources for them to, if they wanted to do some kind of businesses, we have opportunities there too.
Very good. Very good. So, and that process was small steps to come to life.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit how you made that a possibility and walk through the fear of bringing happiness to the planet. How did you walk through that fear?
Yeah, because I was just talking to my husband about this the other day, and I told him, I don't think like I'm totally there. I'm not like where Stephen is yet, but I work on it every day.
Nice.
And so I had a little problem or a little hesitation because I told Sergey, I said, well, if I'm not all the way happy, how can I spread the happiness to other people? He said, well, we're in the process. So you're in the process. So you're sharing your journey with others. And they're going through this. Some people are going through the same things and worse.
Hey,
So,
you're two
you know, if you
steps
help-
ahead. That's enough.
Yeah. If you can help, you know, one person getting out of depression or moving to the next step where they have fear,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. You know?
Yeah.
It's the magic.
Yeah.
That is.
And
It
that's
is
how
the
you get
magic.
to feel good about yourself, and that's how you get to
Right.
feel good.
Exactly.
Jessica, that is so
But
awesome.
it's
to
been a
hear.
lot of fun creating it and, you know, talking about it, and it's just been a blast. So
Nice.
we've been, you know, I remember the day that we were at Guerrilla Business School, and we were in the audience, and Sam Crowley, he's a big podcaster. His thing is Every Day is Saturday, and he's an awesome guy. He has a great story. He has a little girl that was born. I think she was premature or something, and she had some issues. You can go there and check it out. But anyway, his other daughter said, "Dad, is today Saturday?" And he said, "No." He said, "Why do you ask?" He said, "Because, you know, I know you're home on Saturday, and I wanted to spend time with you." So he decided, and I don't know the whole exact story to tell you because I'm a little out of breath, but he started a podcast, Every Day is Saturday, and now he's home every day, and he works from his basement. So every day is Saturday. And,
Every day is
yeah.
Saturday.
And I heard him speak, and he was talking about podcasting, and he talked about how many people are not utilizing that, you know, podcasting. And I said to Sergey, I said, "That's what I want to do. I want to be a podcaster." And then we had to, you know, yeah. So then we came up with the idea of putting the Power to Happiness together because so many people out there need it.
Oh,
Oh,
do
for
that
sure.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a pretty good journey ahead of us.
Yeah. And
No
it's a blast, you know. It's a lot funner place to be than the other side.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's more effortful, and it's way more satisfying.
Yeah. If you can get just a couple of smiles in a day, boy, does that change the whole demeanor of all the things around you.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, that's
Yeah.
great. You walked through that fear, and you're walking through that fear right now. What's your next big goal?
Actually doing the first podcast, which my co-podcaster is here in town now, so I think we're gonna
She's getting a workout too.
put him to work.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
Yeah, might as well, right?
No, yeah. So you're gonna have to put yourself on camera in front and speak.
Well, I'm not gonna do video, but
You're just gonna do audio.
yeah.
Wow!
But I'll visit you
That's
guys
awesome.
on here, and I will do some video eventually. But then, you know, I can come on here with you guys, and
Yoo-hoo.
I've been sharing, so I don't know if I have any friends following you yet, but I keep sharing.
Well, you're
Thank you.
Jessica.
Yeah, well, we keep seeing new people coming. They're coming from
Yeah. Yeah.
It is consistency and it is persistence.
Right.
And some days it gets better than other days.
That's true.
Every
Very
day
true.
brings its own unique challenge and reward.
Yes.
Right.
Nice rewards would be great.
Woo-hoo! Yes,
Yes.
I'd scream in here, but they all think I'm crazy.
Well.
That's what they think of me here.
Wow.
That is so true, though.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah, let's make some noise and let them know we're here.
Right?
All right.
Wow.
Whew.
Okay, so I've got a couple more tips I'd like to give out on breaking through fear.
Okay.
So I think a great one is what Jessica talked about, is set yourself small steps and small progress and just keep moving on that. That is an awesome way of getting ahead. But here's another way. If we think of fear in a new way, because, you know, this feeling comes up from our gut, it's a little bit uncomfortable, and at the same time, it's a little bit energizing. So,
But you know it's real. I don't want to cut you off.
you know that it's
real.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't very big usually because we've become conditioned
Yes.
to move away before it gets big.
Yep.
But we can use that energy to our huge advantage. So if we're in a situation where quick action can make a big difference in our success, go and talk to that person. Go and put your name in the ring. Go and do whatever to take one more step up. Then you can use that same energy. And instead of turning away, you can say, I feel this. I'm excited and ready. F-E-A-R. Feeling excited and ready. So if we take that and we understand that that fear is the pathway to our greater success, then we can move forward with that energy instead of away from. And when we move forward with that energy, then we see that that wall of fear actually has a doorway in it. And there's a handle on that door, and the name of that handle is called action. And so when we take that small action and we turn that handle and open that door, and we go through that wall, what's on the other side of that wall is freedom and success. So it is actually going through that fear and not seeing it as a wall, but as a doorway to go through that we get what we really want. Because every time we turn away from the wall, it's like the giant boa constrictor. When you breathe out, it closes in. So that's how our comfort zone gets smaller and smaller. So if you make fear your friend, and when you feel fear, you go, aha, I feel you. I know success is close by. You are my warning that success is here. So I look, where's my action? I find my action, I breathe deeply, I move ahead. And this is the way to make fear into your friend, because that feeling will start shifting as you start taking action. And it will transform into an exhilarating energy of freedom and flow. And this will not only help you, but it will bring you to the next step, to the next level.
Or the opening that door and walking through it, there's a whole bunch of other things that could open up for you.
Exactly. And then that will happen again, and you will know you're on the path to greater and greater freedom. And you're expanding your comfort zone bit by bit, by step, by step, by step. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And your influence is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
So
that last one is a fear that I'm walking through.
Yeah. So fear is really a great way to make friends with that and follow it to get more and more and more.
Jessica's saying it's, get comfortable
with the uncomfortable. That's right. You make friends with that fear. And then you move on it, and it transforms into something much bigger.
Yay.
So use fear as your friend to point you in the right direction. Go where you're afraid to go.
Oh, where no man on before.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least where this
Or
man
woman.
has not gone before.
Or at least this man, exactly. There's at least in this, yeah. It's kind of unusual if we find someone that hasn't gone there before.
Yeah. But it's what's important is that we go where we haven't gone before.
That's the truth. That's the whole truth of that.
Yeah.
So when we go where we haven't gone before, then we know that we are on the path to greater success. So will your fear control you, or will it guide you?
Well, it was controlling me.
Yeah, me too. So
just
it's
because
time to look at it differently. Here is our friend. Because you can be happy when you are getting to be more of a person. When you are getting more authentic, that's lasting happiness. So when you are getting smaller and your comfort zone is coming in around you, you are getting less and less happy.
and you just want to bust out, and you know you can bust out of this.
Yeah, and when we turn it around and we expand that comfort zone out, we get more and more happy, and all is well.
So busting through that fear zone, that comfort level, even though it's an indicator to let you know to break through, to have the success, because it is guiding you into the doorway that it's supposed to.
That's exactly it. It is pointing your way to your next level.
Wow.
If you want your next level, that is the pathway.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yoo-hoo! Hey!
You know that
the insiders. Welcome.
Hey, Kevin.
Thank you. Good to see you here.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for jumping on.
Yee.
You can actually ask us questions in the chat or jump onto one of the squares. Jessica would enjoy, and Stephen would enjoy having you here.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Yoo-hoo.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to say goodbye because we're going to do the rest of our exercise in the pool, and I don't think I can take my phone in there.
It's been very nice to meet you, Jessica, and thanks for your tips.
Yes.
Okay, you too. Thanks for yours.
Success on your journey.
Thank you.
You bet.
So yeah, Stephen, the fear, that bottled up fear, and finding that doorway. Yes, I've heard. There's been a couple of times, and you know from experience that that's just a doorway. It's a motivator, especially if you've been if you've never actually worked for somebody before. You worked for yourself, so you know okay, this is a feeling I've experienced before. I know when it's there. Don't let it squash you. Actually, like you said, move through it. Actually, take a next step.
Welcome.
Make a phone call. These had some great opportunities come this way, and you get all bottled up with fear. Are you going to be able to handle it?
Yeah. See, this is the other part of it here, right? Is I am and I can. Always. I am and I can. Because one of the great fears that prevents us is fear of overwhelmment, fear of burden.
Well, fear of success.
Yes. So one of the things to do is always remember that I can always be more. I am more. I can do more. I can be more. And I can accept whatever comes my way. I can find a way to make it not only acceptable, but enjoyable.
Yeah. So, when you make it unacceptable, and that makes that, you can actually do anything. Just like Harvey jumping on the blab.
Hello, Harvey.
Yes.
Welcome.
Harvey, so what has fear done for you? what breakthroughs have you done with fear in your life? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm just afraid to answer.
Because you might be right. You might be right.
Well, I think it's saved me a few times from making gigantic errors, speaking out when I should have kept my mouth shut, and I kept it shut. I think it saved me a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's two kinds of fear, and I should have made that clear at the beginning. So thank you for pointing that out, actually, Harvey. And just to put a bit more clarity on that, the fears that I've been talking about are what I call the minor fears. But fear is real and very useful in some places where there is real danger. But if the danger that we're talking about is a bit of embarrassment or the fear of rejection, then those are the kind of fears that we want to go through.
No worries. You don't have any of those, right, Harvey?
I wouldn't say that. I think I have some fears. I don't know if fear is a pretty broad and strong term.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that would be accurate. I've been really afraid before, and rightfully so, but not for emotional reasons.
Oh,
I was
really?
really in danger a few times of being dead.
I've been so there. Fear of death.
But I wasn't really afraid until I realized that.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Because it wasn't the actual event that made you afraid. It was your thinking about the event that made you afraid.
Exactly. I was working in a group home with emotionally disturbed, socially maladjusted, delinquent adolescents.
Oh, yes.
And one decided to kill the other.
And you were in the middle of it.
I put myself in the middle because I'd seen a lot of cowboy movies as a child, and I knew how to defend myself.
Oh, yeah. How did that work out?
Well, I'm still here, and all of my parts are attached.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's a.
The kid had a knife. He had one of those old butcher knives.
Oh, that's not a good toy.
No, but honestly, I wasn't afraid, but I should have been.
You should have been.
What do you think made you not afraid? I would suggest it would be your confidence that you knew how to handle it.
I don't honestly know what made me not afraid, but I did get afraid. He sliced it in my arm, and it didn't cut me.
Oh, wow.
That's scared. I got really scared then, but I didn't show it because I knew I had to look like I wasn't afraid.
Well, then there's a different kind of fear, because that fear became the part of who you recognized it afterwards, after the incident, that, oh, I was in a dangerous situation. I don't want to get into that again. So fear actually worked good for you.
At the time, I realized that when he sliced into my towel, I had wrapped a huge fluffy towel around my left arm, and I told him to slice at me, but I didn't realize that how sharp that knife really was until I felt it through about 6 layers of towel.
Oh, wow.
It was an owie.
Now, we want to be careful about what we tell people to do, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does fear work in you today?
How did that help me?
Well, how does it work in you? Like, does it control you? Do you control it? Does it even come up? Or how does it work?
It really depends on what I'm thinking about, honestly. If I'm thinking about fear, I'll be afraid. And if I'm thinking about something like my purpose on earth, or if I'm thinking about a benefit for somebody else, see, that's why I wasn't afraid in that situation when the kid had the knife. I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was possibly going to be killed. If I'd thought about it, I probably would have been.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have acted.
So do you experience any of the small social fears, you know, when you're doing your work? I don't know what kind of work you do. Do you have a job or a business or?
Yes, I work.
So do you have a job or a business?
I have a business.
Yeah,
I do holistic.
Okay, so you have to go out and meet customers and get customers and deal with suppliers and all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, I don't deal with a lot of suppliers or anything, and I do interact with people outside and inside my practice. But I don't, you know, I have to deal with rejection more than fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I include that as a fear.
Well, it's definitely not fun. I don't know if I would call it a fear, but it's definitely not something I look forward to.
Well, when would it be something like when we need to ask somebody for money or ask somebody for that is you're fearing the rejection that you might get for that fear for asking that question? Wouldn't that be a fear?
I'm not really thinking about being afraid when I'm talking with people about their healing, and it's really their choice. And I think it worries me, I think, a little bit about them not looking into something that could benefit them. I think it's more fear of my own sadness than it is so much they're rejecting my great therapies or whatever, because they don't know what they're rejecting. So it's not really like that. It's just, I don't like to feel what I feel about they're not looking into something that could really help them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're actually feeling their loss.
I suppose so. It's difficult when you know somebody could be improved, they could be helped, and they're not going to even take a look. It's difficult. I have to deal with my mind, and that's really harder than, I mean, if you want to talk about fear, I don't know if it's fear. It's just something I don't want to do.
Can you give us an example?
Well, there are people, an example. Yeah, I suppose so. I meet people all the time who are in pain, and they take a lot of medicine, and I know that they could heal themselves through my work, and it's sad to me that they, for some reason, aren't going to even take a look. There's no requirement. They even, you know, it's not something I push on people. It's something they have to choose, and I just don't know what it is that stops people. And you're talking about fear that stops people. I get stopped in other areas of my life with fear. I don't know if fear is such a strong word, you know. I think it's more anxiety and this foreboding feeling of not wanting to experience my own thoughts about what could I have said maybe differently, what could I have done, or, you know, I just feel, I guess I feel really bad for the people, and they don't know what they don't know.
Yes,
isn't that the truth?
That's true in everything. I mean, no matter what you do, whatever you're offering people, when you know that what you do works 90% of the time, and whether it's coaching or whatever your practice is, and you know you can help people, and why would you be in it? To me, you're only, I mean, I know there are some people that work for money, but to me, I work for the difference, for the change, and I get paid over and over when I know that people are improved.
That's exactly right. I accept and appreciate the money. I get paid by the smiles.
Yeah, you know, and some people write nice stories. I don't know if you have people that write stories that, you know, say how well they did because of what you did for them.
Yeah.
And that paid over and over, hundreds and hundreds of times. The more I read those stories, I'm repaid. So the cash comes, it goes.
Exactly.
You know.
You do love those stories.
Nice.
They do make a difference. They truly, truly do.
So you're talking about things like anxiety and rejection and things like that, and you don't consider those fears. I consider those fears. So that might be one of the reasons why we have a slightly different perspective on this.
Well, I think the reason we have a different perspective, Stephen, is because you and I were shot out of different cannons.
Isn't that the truth?
And our cannons were planted on different soil.
Yeah.
I grew it with different people. I didn't know your parents. Did you know mine?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, you would have liked them most of the time.
I think you would have liked mine too. Especially my mom. She's an angel.
I'm getting some anxiety.
Taught you everything.
Hey, all right. It's been great. So does anybody else out there have any more questions about how you might deal with fear, or how you might deal with social problems, or whatever you call what you find a barrier to your progress?
Woohoo! I think there is a barriers, and the barriers got, recognizing them for one, and then taking the action, number two. Yes. And I do feel, there was one in there today that really made me realize that stepping up where that fear is actually crowding in, and you just, there's some huge opportunities. You just have to I could reach them and taste them. So that makes it easier to reach and taste them, because they're right there.
Exactly.
So, I've
heard it said that we are stumbling over diamonds.
We are. And I read this book, 3 Feet from Gold.
Yeah.
You know where that.
Greg Reed, yeah.
Greg Reed, okay. Well, it's also it's right there. It's right there you don't have to go digging past the gold. You can just go straight down and get all the gold you want.
We don't have to go round and round it.
That's right.
It's ours.
It is ours to take. And these imaginary small fears of really, those are the ones that they're imaginary. We can walk through them. We can be who we want to be and attract the people we want to attract. And we're doing that. We do very well at that, actually.
Yes, we do.
At least from my standpoint. I'm glad I
really like
Harvey for being here.
Coming on here. They've been really great.
Yeah. I have great people like Harvey jumping on, and it feels good. Thank you, Harvey.
And Jessica, and
Jessica
you've ever had on here has added something significant to our discussion.
Each and every time.
Really great.
Absolutely. Well, are we close?
I think we are.
Okay.
So we don't seem to have any other questions. So what I would like to do is just to recap, and then we'll laugh our way out of here in the way that we love to do and do so well.
Thank you.
So fear is something that is not a bad thing. It is very important when we are in real danger. But in our social fears, then we are getting smaller and smaller in our comfort zone when we back away from our social fears. So what we can do is turn fear into our ally, because those social fears, when they come up, they are really telling us that this is the pathway to your next level. So when you embrace that energy, not as something to turn around to, but as something to engage with, and you look for the action that is there that will allow you to get to the next level, and you start moving in that direction and taking that action, then this feeling will transform into something that moves to freedom. In the end, when you take the action, whether it's successful or not, is not the point. The point is whether you take the action or not. So taking the action is the freeing bit. Not taking the action is the part that leads us down the pathway of personal regret.
Oh, yeah.
So then we end up wishing we had it done differently. And over time, these collect. They become the shoulds and should've, would've, could've. But when we actually take action on them, whether they are successful or not, we can learn from it, we can grow from it, we can see our next opportunity from it. And that is the key.
Welcome, Steve.
Really being happy.
Woohoo!
So I want to thank everybody for coming today. What a pleasure it's been. And thanks for the people that talked to us. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.
Woohoo!
So let's laugh our way out.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Stay well. Have fun. I'm Stephen Whiteley.
I'm Robert Allen McCrae. Thank you. Bye-bye.